Hi, and welcome to Black Dove Divinity Tarot. I am the Black Dove. Happy Tuesday, everybody. If you are returning, look, thank you so much for checking in with me. I'm back on this rainy Tuesday where I am with a quick message. I've already got it started with pulling a couple of cards from the raw deck. If you are new here, again, this is Black Dove Divinity Tarot. If you find that today's message resonates with you, if you are able to give or add, any interpretations, please feel free to like the video, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. All right. I'm going to go ahead and dive in. I've already prayed, called on the ancestors, really heavy ancestor energy today. On this Tuesday, 1st of July. So shout out my cancers, cancer energy. I'm actually cancer. Well, my Mars is in Cancer. So, this heavy energy of justice, tapping into your emotions, really standing up for how you feel, speaking up at this time, speaking your truth, being fearless. So heavy energy in terms of this water energy, Cancer. Happy birthday to my cancers. Um, so let me go ahead and dive in because I'm feeling like I'm a little bit all over the place with the energy. But the first card out was Fearless Love. And I'm just kind of showing this as an overall highlight, with it being the first card out. So currently you're in this energy of fearless love. We have Oshun, the Orisha Oshun, which is that sweet, sensual, honey love. Bees could be significant, the color yellow. But with this fearless love on this Tuesday, you may be in this energy of strength, of brazenness, heavy energy of courageousness. Someone is stepping out in terms of, walking towards their dreams or their goals. So you could be going through a transition at this time, transforming in terms of your spirituality. You could be transforming in terms of your job. You could be transforming or transitioning in terms of relationships. Okay. But the energy is whatever it is, you are doing it courageously, fearlessly. So there's this fire energy, even though I'm shouting out cancers, their water energy. One thing about cancers is they are also ferocious, so this fire energy and water energy I'm picking up on, especially with this motivating force, positive motivating force. So with love, fearless love being the first card out, you are moving forward, loving yourself. I'm picking up on self care, self love. You are lifting the veil. You are remembering who you are. You are leveling up at this time. So, heavy emphasis on time as well. We have time to go here. So, you, again, going through this transformation, you are shifting in cycles, time cycles as well. We are moving into summer season, or we have moved into summer season. So this is time, for you to let go, time for you to go. So this is step away from any situation, job, relationship, situationship, anything that isn't, positive or moving you forward. Okay. We also have devoted and true. So spirit wants you to stay true to your vision. As long as you're devoted, you are receiving that back in return. So I'm picking up on Three of Pentacles energy. So I feel like, spirit is collaborating with you. Your ancestors are working, in the spiritual realm, in the ethers, in terms of weaving exactly what it is that you want and need at this time. So there's a positive motivating force in terms of how you're feeling, but also, what's going on behind the scenes. Okay. with fearless love, and I talked about love of self, I feel like there's somebody else who is crushing on you. You have somebody has a crush on you who is, reminiscing on having memories of having sex with you. Okay. Look, it's out here in orange and black. So, with this positive motivating force and fearless love, I feel like love, along with memories of someone being with you, is also pushing the timeline. We have here loving you is like a battle. Okay, so with this energy, let me tell you a lot of signs I've been seeing this week. I've been seeing a lot of military related emblems, signs, and synchronicities. So, yesterday when I pulled into work, I looked up and I saw two military helicopters, but they were the larger, like the cargo helicopters, the one that had like the two propellers. So it's the propeller up top and the one kind of on the side. So those really larger helicopters. So, look, I looked it up. I went on a deep dive, and found out that those particular helicopters are used to bring in cargo. They're used to transport, food, medical supplies, even troops. But they're usually signaling that provisions are being brought in. It usually signals that help is on the way. Okay, so with this loving you is like a battle. I'm picking up on night energy. So, someone, something is moving towards you. Um, Earlier, I picked up on, or I passed on the highway. I passed a Humvee, a military Humvee. So look, I looked those up as well. Look, and found out the wars that they were particularly used for and designed for, how they are used to move over like um, rough terrain, especially in the desert. So just a whole lot of history behind that. But again, just these connections to the military, these connections to help, being on its way. Almost similar to being dispatched. Okay, so it is as if someone has received the call and, they rounded up the troops. So with this Fearless Love card that was out first, and we also have the card Grounded, which is the Ancestor card here. Let me show. Okay, so we also have the Ancestor card Grounded. It's making me feel that you are being protected right now by your ancestors. You're being held. There is this positive motivating force that is, surrounding you like an army. And where it says loving you is like a battle, this goes two ways here. There is a battle being fought, I feel, in the spiritual realm when it comes to protecting you. It is your ancestors, your angels, spirit, source. So it is rooted in, love of you as a child of God. It's rooted again in this energy of, because you've been devoted and true. The spirit realm is also devoted and true to you. Okay. So we have that side of it. We also have in the physical realm, I'm picking up on the energy here. It could be a Pisces. Okay. The number 12 could be significant, 12th house. The fish, which is all about protection as well. Secret dreams, intuition. So this water energy. So you could be a Pisces. This person who's physically manifesting you could be a Pisces. There's also Aquarius here. So this could be sun, moon, rising. Take it as it resonates. It could also be Mars. Okay. But yeah, there's somebody who sees you as a positive motivating force. They reminisce on, sexual moments with you. So, take it as it resonates. That could be someone from your past, someone who you are currently involved with. This person has a crush on you. And when I say they have a crush on you, look, we have double confirmation with nobody else but you. Okay? So this is something that I feel someone is coming to the realization of. They're moving in this courageously, fearlessly. Your love of self could be, unlocking or triggering, this motivating force, this shift in timeline. But somebody's thinking of a master plan. We also have here playing mind games, master manipulator. So with this time to go, there could be a master manipulator. I'm picking up on narcissist. Look, I know that word is used a lot, but it's what came to mind. Somebody who perhaps use sex or your devotion, against you. The spirit is saying time to go from that. We have the cleanup woman. There could have been third parties involved. Okay. This person, possibly this Pisces, is living with regrets, or they are attempting to avoid living with regrets. That's what they're kind of fighting against with this thinking of a master plan. Aquarius energy is all about I know. It's also the star. So I think of hope and healing. Yeah, so somebody sees you as their hope and healing. Let me pull from the Love Oracle. Let me pull a couple more cards. We have 11:40 on the time. I just saw girl with the snake on the split. So that is that narcissist energy. So you are positively, look, moving forward. You have stepped away from, or you've made the decision to step away from a situation where, your mind was being manipulated. Perhaps being in this situation felt like a battle. All right. Look, love call, but there's somebody who's pulling on your energy. It says someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So yeah, in the physical realm, there is someone who, energetically is tugging on you, but also they plan on reaching out. I'm picking up on text message. When someone expresses love, a message of love. Okay. All right. Let's see what else, Spirit. All right. This is a lot of cards, so I'm kind of putting these back. We have coughing. Oh my gosh, you guys. Let me tell you how I've been really trying to avoid this energy and trying to be this, look, Mary Poppins reader is just not realistic, okay? So with coughing, what came out is coughing. I'm not sure if you guys caught that. But what came out is coughing. I'm placing this on top of playing mind games, master manipulator, and the cleanup woman, third party. Okay, so I do feel like you put an end to a situation. Okay, you did it, but literally, the way that I'm seeing this card in connection with signs and synchronicities I've been getting all week. Something has been triggered, either there's an ego death or an actual death. It says endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. I got that word earlier. There's a transition taking place. Time to go. We'll get clarification. Let me pull a couple more cards. Well, Spirit. All right, yeah, we have sabotage, hammer. So yeah, somebody like with the nail in the coffin, like it's done. The cleanup woman. I just got the image of the person who comes in after there's been, like a crime scene, and they come in, no questions asked, they just come in cleaning up. It'll be as though it never happened. Look, I just got the acronym NFH. Look, never fucking happened. Okay. So there's a situation where you have got out of one perhaps where you were addicted to each other, so codependency, maybe perhaps actual addictions involved. So it says a codependent, obsessive, possessive, controlling relationship. Restraint has a block. Yeah, so you're coming out of that. Loving you is like a battle. It says time with friends, moving on. Yeah, so you're moving on. You could be happily single right now, living in the moment, having fun. This is what Spirit wants you to focus on. Okay. Aquarius energy. There could be something significant about Monday and Wednesday. Okay, we have that out here as well. Under grounding. Monday and Wednesday could be ritual days for you. What else, Spirit? Stay on your grind, hustle harder. What does that mean, Spirit? Some clarification for stay on your grind, hustle harder. What does this mean for the collective? The Phoenix, new phase. Yeah, I was really picking up on a career transition. Spirit wants you, whatever idea you've been having, whatever hustle that you've been working on, Spirit says focus on that particular, idea is going to grow. So the Phoenix is all about new phase, rekindling, renew. So maybe you need to revisit a plan or an idea you had before. It's about transformation. Yeah, the transformation is going on. We have cassette, outdated thinking. Yeah, you're transforming from a certain mindset, a certain indoctrination, certain conditioning. This is all about replaying events over in your head, living with regrets. Could be examining with this Aquarius energy, reflecting on, shall I say, decisions, maybe this relationship, but the way you're thinking about it has changed. You're actually moving on to the next phase. You are turning the page with this coffin and hammer. Okay, it says happily single here. So you're moving into your happiness. The star energy, that's that healing. All right. We have girl with a snake. So this is empath and narcissist paradigm. Being charmed to use, enable, and boundaries. So there, and we also have what flipped over seduction and the chaser. You could be right now tempted to chase someone. Spirit is saying either don't make the call. Look, I'm just picking up on don't make the call. If you're thinking about calling somebody, don't call. Spirit is saying go ahead and put that to rest. Okay. Put it to rest and then put the nail in it. So don't look back. The feeling that you're feeling is, a codependency. It's, triggered by an addiction. It's not, necessarily what's best for you, even though you may feel it very strongly. Okay. Possibility. While moving past that. All right, what else, Spirit? Let me pull from the Kipperish. Okay, yeah. It looks like in order for you to transcend, transform, renew, move into this new phase, you have to, go ahead and RIP this situation. This girl with the snake, this narcissist paradigm. I'm picking up on a flying monkey. And that is co-signed, look, I'm left-handed, by your ancestors, okay? I don't know if you can see that. All right, what else, Spirit? Picking up on Queen energy with Oshun and this level up card, Queen Ya Asantewa. We have here the veil is lifting. I called out Pisces and Aquarius already. We have poverty. I don't know why my nostrils flare. Look, I get an attitude immediately when these cards are, I don't want to call it negative because it all depends on the context. So with poverty being over love, call, and motivating force, I feel like you were coming, especially coming out of this relationship, girl with the snake, you were coming from this place of lack. Anytime a narcissist is involved, you're lacking everything, love, attention, affection, support. So I feel like this is the energy that you are coming out of when it says this phoenix, rising, this coffin. This is, the remnants of that codependent relationship. But you received, the call. This could have been a love call from, an actual relative, friend, or loved one, someone perhaps who was a positive motivating force. We got the ocean energy. Grounding. Okay, I'm sorry. I was reading the other cards just to see what I could pick up on with this love, calls, and poverty. But let's see what else. What about coffin spirit? Give me clarification for coffin. One of these. New beginnings. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're RIP in a karmic masculine. Ooh, I'm hoping this is figuratively and not literally, but I've been picking up on it. So I mentioned it earlier. Take it as it resonates. I've been hearing sirens. I've been seeing, the vultures. I've been really noticing cemeteries. So, look, pray for your loved ones. We have poverty and karmic masculine. So, there's somebody who, perhaps due to playing mind games and being a master manipulator, to harming an empath, using this third party situation, I feel like there is catastrophe that, look, is afoot. Let me stop. Sorry, Lord, that's not funny. That was a dark giggle, okay? We have moving on here next to hammer. Yeah, so this is spirit confirming. Look, put an L in it. At this point, we kicking, the horse, and that horse been gone, okay? So yeah, you're moving on from poverty and this situation with karmic masculine. I talked about how anytime you're in a situation with a narcissist, there's always lack, okay? And that's something that you're moving on from. Okay, yeah, and you're doing so unbothered. So you kicking the addiction. All right, you are grounded and rooted in your healing. You're devoted and true. Loving you is how I'm reading now this card. Loving you is like a battle. You are fierce and you're a warrior when it comes to protecting your energy, protecting your self-care. Okay. Girl talk spirit. Give me a clarification for girl talk. Yeah, you're moving on. Single, sexy, and successful. Okay, yeah, you're going from poverty to this by cutting the dead weight. All right, this is the master plan, spirit. What clarification for the phoenix? The phoenix is trust. Trust the process, trust the phase. We have here wait. So where you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be. We have 22 at the top of the card. So that is, clarity. You're on the right path. Divine guidance and instruction. So trust it here in terms of the transformation. Everything happened in order for you to grow. So with the phoenix energy, okay, we have priestess. on top of cassette and Pisces. Pisces is that intuitive energy. Nobody else but you. Pisces and Aquarius. Amen. And the star. Yeah, shifting. Yes, okay. The priestess on top of the cassette is a shift in perspective, a shift in thinking. It's helping you to avoid living with regrets. Yeah, you're healing. Your focus right now on nobody else but you. Okay, somebody right now has a crush on you and maybe pulling on your energy, especially your sexual energy. Okay, so if you've been feeling that, there is someone. It could be this karmic masculine, which is giving me the but girl with a snake. Spirit is saying don't be too hard on yourself. You know, you moved with the intention that it was real love. Okay, but you know you were being charmed. We found out that that wasn't the case. When you reflect on it, you look back on it. Look, we have the unbothered card here. Look, 2 tears in a bucket. You know the rest. It was an addiction. It was, masks. It was a smoke screen. It was, a lot of red flags missed. And in some cases, it was a lot of enabling. Okay, but in any case, you are moving on unbothered. You are in this priestess and sexy, single, and successful energy. Okay, so with career transition, it could have something to do with your spirituality, thinking of a master plan, positive motivating force. It could be, all right. But you are currently manifesting. At the bottom of the deck, we have the veil. Not only are you manifesting, you're growing, you're transforming, you are seeing through the veil. And that is triggering this awakening, this phoenix energy. You really went through it with the relationship in terms of your mind being played with. But you're pretty clear moving forward that it's a wrap. Look, time to go. Nail and coffin. Look, deuces. And, you're focusing on the original mission and plan, which I feel like was real love when you first got kind of caught up with the narcissist. All right. Let me get tarot. Let me get the ancestor, the hoodoo. And when I tell you I use these so much, they almost stick together. Pull a couple from this. 2808 on the timer. High Priestess and Queen of Swords on the split. Yeah, you child, you cut a narcissist off and now you can spot them a mile away. You will bite. Look, pray for them and bite their head off. Okay, look, you can give it to them however they want it. This Pisces or Aquarius energy, look, that could be you. All right, Spirit, what else? Give me clarification for poverty, Spirit. What? This is, oh, look, the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. You were in a situation where you were left out in the cold. Yeah, it was time to go. It's almost like Spirit pulled up with the Uber, like, get in. Okay, we have Five of Pentacles over poverty, but a positive motivating force. I'm feeling like your ancestors. Look, the prayers and covering of your ancestors. That's this love call. You called out when you were in need, when you were out in the cold. Look, in the fam, your ancestors who were devoted and true, they showed up, the positive motivating force. Okay, what else, Spirit? Karmic masculine. Yeah, so this narcissist could have been very childish, playing a lot of love game. So I'm feeling hot and cold, back and forth. Could have been really Page of Cups. Could have been really, what's the word? Love bombing. Okay, so just playing a game. The runner and chaser is what I'm picking up on. You you call, time out on that. You threw the flag. We have here moving on. What else, Spirit? Time to go. Nine of Sticks. Yeah, I feel like the cavalry came. The ancestors, the cleanup woman. I feel like the cleanup crew came. Oh, the cleanup crew comes after a crime scene. Let me stop. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. But I do like ancestors who take it there. No, I'm playing. But I'm not. Okay. And I'm picking up that your ancestors do not play about you and they will take it there. The cleanup woman. Hold on top of moving on. Yeah, they somewhere like, yeah, they put up the wall. So yeah, it's like the warriors, the frontline warriors came and put those shield up, like no more on her, like you good on her. Okay. Look, they asking him, look, is you cool? Cause she good over here. It's the hammer. Yeah, I feel like the hammer was laid down. The veil was lifted. The ancestors came, with the blinking. No, let me stop. And they're like, it's time to go. Six of Wands. So this is like the warriors return home. So yeah, you fought your fight. You fought your fight. You did things my way. Look, good or bad, whatever mistakes you made on your end, you own them. And that's why you are in this unbothered Six of Wands energy, where it's all up from here. Okay, people see the glow up. People see the healing, this star energy. Some of them remember, you like this, sad and down all the time. But this is over that star energy, that Aquarius energy. Okay. With self-love, this fearless love, you leveled up and healed yourself. Single, sexy, successful energy. Living in the moment, happily single. Give me clarification on single, sexy, and successful. What is it that, look, the collective is doing? Yeah, you are protecting your peace. This is why you have this glow up. You are living in the moment. You are enjoying yourself. You're fighting hard for your healing, your time. Look, what did Senator Maxine Waters say? She said, I'm reclaiming my time. Okay, and you doing so with fire. Okay, so you letting them know you speaking it, and they can see it on you. It's all in your energy. You don't play about you. I'm also getting to, you have your army, your group, who's also devoted and true and don't play about you. Okay, yeah, because you're the Empress. You have the Empress here. Empress on top of trusted. And the Phoenix. Hi. Yeah, because you could just stay on your grind. You alchemize. So they threw dirt on your name, but you just wiped it off your shoulders, dug yourself out of your pit. Yeah, you cleared the board with the big queen energy. I said I was picking up on queen energy. The Empress is all four queens. Yeah, your position is trusted, it's secured. Okay. The Empress is Libra Taurus energy, Venus energy. So that's this love energy, this fearless love energy. Yeah, you're still focused on the prize. Okay. We have Temperance. That's the number 14. And Priestess. Yeah, I said at first, Right now, Spirit wants you to wait. You are trusting and you're obeying. You're listening. You are being intuitively led. You're paying attention. Aquarius energy. And Temperance is Sagittarius. So yeah, I said water and fire. I don't know, what did I say at first? No, I said water, fire early on. I said Cancer, even though Cancer is water, with this positive motivating force, and with today being Tuesday, Mars Day, I was picking up on this fire energy. So we have major arcana, the Empress and Temperance. So yeah, it's a cycle. It's a season right now for the Empress. This time to let go. This time where you are being, well, it doesn't say let go, time to go. Time to go. So you may have already stepped away from a relationship with the narcissist, or you could be walking out of it. Take it as it resonates. I'm picking up on time to go. More so in terms of your level up. This could be career transition, almost like Spirit is saying time to jump off the porch. You may be afraid of being out in the cold, but you are, protected. Okay, look, 9 of sticks, 7 of sticks. Almost like you can't fail. 6, 7, 9 of sticks. Okay, what else, Spirit? What else for real love? And we have the Hierophant, Priestess, and the Hierophant over real love. Girl with the snake. So this could be divorce with a third party, another woman. Okay. Another way that I'm reading this is with the Temperance and real love, how you, through divorce, through your last relationship not working, I'm picking up it was a marriage. But with the last relationship not working, with this karmic masculine, this relationship that you deaded, moved away from, turned the page on, we in a new phase, we burnt that to the ground. I feel like the vision originally was this real love, was this marriage. This is the way you saw it originally. It was taken advantage of. You were used, okay? Charmed, whether willingly, unwillingly. Okay, we can talk about blame later. In any event, the intentions of this karmic masculine were to harm you, to use you. Okay, so what was a dream, this Page of Cups energy of yours, this idea that you had, it, got a little bit complicated. And, you fought your way back through fearlessly loving yourself, leveling up. I feel like focusing too on your work, on your career. Spirit is saying, time to jump off the porch in terms of your hustle, taking it up a notch. We have the Seven Sisters energy here, so somebody can be from New Orleans. But the Seven Sisters energy, we can even call it seven African powers. It's a very powerful time for you right now to manifest. Okay, so Spirit is saying think of a master plan. I feel like you love to manifest. Okay. Oh, look, I'm sorry. But yeah, with the Hierophant and real love, you're you're waiting. You're fearlessly and courageously still moving forward with the plan, whether that is to be married or to be happily single, sexy, and successful. Either way, it's a 6 of sticks energy, the Empress energy. Okay. Yeah, we have Ace of Pentacles flipped out and Two of Swords. So the original marriage to the karmic masculine, the narcissist, it was, blocked. I feel like blocked divinely. But in any event, someone sabotaged, blocked this particular union. So, you're moving on. And you're unbothered doing so. Okay. Look, let me pull just a couple of these for past, present, future. So just additional tarot to get clarification and get us out of here. I just saw 40:44 on the timer. Round this out under an hour. Okay, so the number 151 could be significant. The number 25. I think I said 33, 33, 32, 32, 777. I've been seeing that. All right, just a quick pre-shuffle. All right, Spirit, what's the closing messages? Additional clarification can we get? Overwhelmingly, the energy I'm picking up on is it's time for you to jump off a porch. Look, I said a porch. Whatever that idea is, whatever that creative, initiative, that inspired idea, you are being positively motivated to move towards that. Whatever whatever idea you keep returning to, you've been devoted and true to. Okay, whether you started but had to stop and maybe you have to start again. Spirit is, refine the details, think of a master plan, and hustle harder. Okay, put the past behind you. Phoenix energy, Empress energy, you are the queen of your castle wherever you lay your head. We have Queen energy. There is somebody who's in your energy who likes you, who's having nasty thoughts of you. I always say sexual energy is great manifestation energy. So if it's high vibrational, look, if the person is as divine as you are, I say, look, indulge, enjoy yourself, manifest. Okay. All right, Spirit. Look, we have the Sun card. Yeah, look, this can be the divine masculine. This could also be an awakening, ascension, things coming to light. Yeah, you coming from poverty to sexy, single, and successful, out of the cold to blessed and highly protected. In terms of moving on, the future looks, bright. We know the sun is the happiest card in the deck. So this confirms the Six of Wands for me as well, that fire energy. The sun card is Leo. All right. The Page of Pentacles came out as well. So Page energy, useful energy. Yeah, this is hopeful, expectant energy. Look, the Page of Wands as well. So Page energy, this expectant, fire energy. Page of Wands is this creative, inspired, passionate ideas. This is a positive, motivating force. This is like the spark, the match being lit. Page of Wands energy. It could also be communication. Okay, but either way, it is you acting upon, any messages that you're getting. So you being obedient if it is, so take it how it resonates. The Page of Pentacles is also a messenger. So you're paying attention to the signs, the synchronicities. You are allowing yourself to be led. I feel like you are being obedient. You're moving on. Okay. Confirmation on that. Look, the Six of Swords. You are being led. You're being protected. You're being held. The Six of Swords is family stepped in, ancestors, spirit, divine intuition, your angels, your spirit team, they came in and said, mount up. Look, regulators. They came in to get you. All right. I feel like they're too, because we have this love energy and he's slobbing her down, in a picture. I hope I don't get either way. If I get flagged, I kind of held this up for a minute. But the Six of Wands too, while your ancestors, absolutely, I'm picking up on that. Earth energy, even though this is Six of Wands, I think this is Gemini. The manifestation and prayers of, I feel like this love interest, this person who's reminiscing on you, this person who has a crush on you and only you. Okay, somebody I feel like who sees you as a star as well. They know you. I feel like that too is offering a layer of protection. Okay, so I'm reading that on this card as well. Either way, you're protected. Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Spirit wants you to continue to work hard, stay grounded, stay rooted in your rituals, continue to pray, continue to hustle, put the fire, the energy, the force behind whatever idea it is you have. You will be, especially at this season, I'm feeling like timing is really important right now. At this time, you will level up. So Spirit is telling you, let's go. Time to go. All right. Something could be significant about Monday and Wednesday. So pay attention to those days. If you guys have any connections to the text, if you've seen any, military synchronicities or anything like that, if it makes any connection to ancestors, drop me a comment. If you made it this far, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will be back with another video soon. Enjoy your Tuesday.